Russia has designated its first indigenously designed and built fifth-generation stealth fighter, the Su-57. The head of the Russian Air Force, Colonel General Viktor Bondarev, told local media on August 11th. The decision has been made and the plane has got its name like a child after the birth. Su-57 is how we now call it, TASS news agency quoted Bondarev. The Sukhoi Su-57 is a fifth-generation multi-role, single-seat, twin-engine air superiority deep air support fighter intended to replace the Russian Air Force's fleet of MiG-29 and Su-27. The Su-57 will be armed with beyond visual range air-to-air missiles as well as of air-to-ground missiles, including the extended-range Kh-35UE tactical cruise missile. The Su-57 can also carry the nuclear-capable BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. Nicknamed Harpoonsky I, due to its similarity to the U.S.-made Harpoon anti-ship missile, the Kh-35UE is a subsonic, sea-skimming anti-ship cruise missile armed with a 145 high-explosive, fragmentation, penetration warhead, I explained. Both the BrahMos and Kh-35UE do not fit into the aircraft's internal weapon bay and consequently will need to be carried under the aircraft's wings in a transport launch canister, which will reduce the fighter jet's stealthiness. The aircraft performed its maiden flight already in 2010. The aircraft will complete its first set of flight tests by the end of 2017, Bondarev said last month. The announcement appears to indicate a delay in the Su-57 program as mass production of the stealth fighter jet was slated to begin this year, I wrote in July. Now, the aircraft's trials are expected to be completed in 2018. Other information indicates that experimental design work on the fighter aircraft will not be completed until 2019. The Russian Air Force is currently testing 9 Su-57 prototypes with 2 additional aircraft expected to be delivered to the service by the end of the year. Hundreds of test flights with prototypes have occurred over the last 2 years. However, one of the main technical obstacles to overcome remains designing and producing a next-generation engine for the aircraft. As of now, Su-57 prototypes are equipped with a derivative of the Saturn AL-41F1S engine, dubbed AL-41F1, an engine also installed on the Sukhoi Su-35S flanker E. While the Su-57 was slated to conduct its maiden flight this year, a new engine, the next-generation Saturnized I-30, will reportedly not be ready until 2020. The Saturnized I-30 will feature increased thrust and fuel efficiency and is also expected to improve the fighter jet's stealth characteristics given the use of new composite materials. Russia's very first stealth fighter jet appeared above a sea of Russian tanks and weaponry just outside the capital Moscow, a clear signal to the world that the Russian Federation is committed to expanding its military might. The Russian Federation invited 70 countries to take part in their 2-week annual International Army Games. 28 countries, all non-club with the exception of Greece, competed in a wide range of categories from best field kitchen to epic, gigantic tank battles. Russia's latest fighter appeared at the Games in an aerial performance designed to wow the crowds. This is Russia's first stealth fighter. Su-57, made by Sukhoi. The name for this fifth-generation single-seat twin-engine jet was announced as the Su-57 on August 11th. The Russian media likes to call the new aircraft the Ghost, presumably because it is intended to be so stealthy it cannot be seen or detected. Many aviation experts have publicly expressed reservations about whether the Ghost is actually very stealthy or qualifies as fifth generation. Other problems frequently cited include external weapons and an inferior, outdated engine. In the past, the aircraft has been described in events like the Paris Air Show as 4++. Based on what has been shown internationally, many believe the Ghost is basically the Su-35 fighter in terms of capabilities, with the upgrades of some degree of stealth capabilities in ESA, active electronically scanned array, radars. Russian media has widely lauded the Su-57 and asserted that it possesses capabilities such as the ability to be piloted remotely, as in it can be operated like a drone, not just flown by humans in the actual cockpit in the aircraft. There have also been suggestions in Russian press that it has a maximum cruising speed of more than 2,400 km/h and that it is highly maneuverable. The F-35's publicly listed top speed is 1,199 miles per hour, so if the Su-57's speed were true, then it would make the Russian stealth fighter faster than the most state-of-the-art American fifth-generation stealth fighter. Russian media has also reported that the weaponry will be superior to its American counterpart. The Su-57 would supposedly carry K-77M missiles with a reported range of about 125 miles. The Russian Ministry of Defense's public announcement claimed the new Su-57 could outmatch the US F-22 as well as China's Shenyang J-31. Russia expects its next-gen supersonic stealth combat Su-57's jets to be operational next year. Dogfights in the sky, tank battles below. The International Army Games is a colossal event. In fact, thousands show up to watch in the games or broadcast live, who emerged with bragging rights as the most lethal, capable and powerful army. Home team Russia tends to win, and this year was no exception. Kazakhstan won second place and China came in third place. Iran placed in the top 10. One of the most popular events is the tank biathlon, which is sort of like a relay race through obstacles and firing live artillery rounds at targets. It is judged on factors like speed and accuracy. The event is buy it, bring your own tank, or competitors could borrow Russian T-72B3 tanks to use. While the Russian army triumphed on land with their tanks, their air power dominated the skies above with a gigantic spectacle of strength in that terrain. This year is the 105th anniversary of the Russian Air Force. More than 150 aircraft took to the air, demonstrating Russian pilots' skill and the power of their aircraft. The TASS shows military might. The United States did not participate in the International Army Games, but Operation Ample Strike that takes place on Russia's geographical doorstep in the Czech Republic has just kicked off and brings serious TASS military might to the region, including B-52 and B-1 bombers. The U.S. military was also preparing for another big military exercise near a different Russian border. This annual Ulchi Guardian joint military drills with South Korea has escalated tensions again with Russia's neighbor North Korea.